6 Minutes Season 5. The Season of Unknowingness. The final chapter of the 6 Minute sequel.
There are kids in this world who are different. Special.
One of them found us.
And became family.
But her time ran out. And now, that girl is missing.
In this episode, I'll be breaking down the latest episode, 6 Minutes Season 5, piece by piece. Hey, Review Pop listeners, it's your Landon Mueller. We're here today talking about episode 22 of 6 Minutes Season 5, and I have to say I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was so great, and, it's a really exciting time to be a 6 Minutes fan, as I said last week, right? Last Tuesday, or when I'm recording this, we had the Gilly Awards, and I just thought it was super fun, and we got to see so much incredible fan art by 6 Minutes fans, and I'm just always blown away to see that, how incredibly, talented you guys are, and I really enjoyed it. And so, Sammy, I thought their art was amazing, and, everybody else just had such fantastic work, and, but, overall, a really great episode, so let's dive straight into it.
When I'm a doctor, I'm not treating either of you.
Cute.
Ew, Holiday, it was so disgusting. He was all like, "Hi, Brinley," with all these, googly eyes.
Oh no, not googly
I
eyes.
did no such thing, Birdie. I am a man of science. I do not have time to make googly eyes.
Gosh, so, I just love this flashback so much. I think it's so great, and, we get to see kind of, Cyrus being himself and kind of covering up for himself. I think it's so great, and I love this idea that, we can pass in between, timelines and Holiday's having these, flashbacks to 2025. I think it's really well established because we go from this scene of just hearing, them around the breakfast table and, that great dynamic between Laura and young Monica. And so I think it's really fun how that kind of transitions into Cyrus, and so like mother, like son, and, it just works really well. And we see so many similar traits in Cyrus and Monica, right? Science-wise, but also just, their character. They're both great people, and they're both kind and loving people.
It just reminded me of home and my family.
Holiday, when were you last with them?
Oh, it's been a really, really long time.
They must miss you a lot.
I'm not sure they do.
I think she knows that they may not remember her, and, she was trying, she heard Monica reaching out to her, and they kind of both reached out to each other through the portal. But I think it's so interesting, we can kind of see the similarities to this scene and the scene from 6 Minutes Season 2. There was a great scene where the Anders were around the dinner table, and, Holiday was watching from afar. And the scene started off sad, right? Everybody missed Holiday. She had been gone. She was away at Neverland. And, they tried to comfort each other by making jokes. And Holiday was watching from afar thinking, oh wait, they don't miss me. But we have a situation here where Holiday may not kind of know what's going on in 2025. The fact that James and Monica are fixing to rebuild her, I just think there's so much context behind this scene. It's really, really great, and I really enjoyed it.
I'm your father.
And he's not a suitor.
He's just a new kid.
An older new kid.
By like 14 months. Besides, I'm an old soul.
Bird, swallow whatever you just stuffed in your mouth. We gotta roll.
Rolling.
Gosh, I love this scene so much. You know, just that kind of slight conflict between Birdie and her dad, and, you know, the fact that, you know, she may be getting together with somebody. We've seen ships with Birdie for a long time that I don't really like. You know, there's a ship of like Badger and Birdie, and I just, you know, kind of always pictured them as being more so siblings. They, you know, were friends, and, you know, I've never claimed to the ship of you know, Birdie and Badger. However, I think it's possible for this new ship to emerge, and, you know, Birdie being with an older high school student, I think it's a lot more interesting, and I think we just set up a lot, right? You know, we've never really had this high school dance in 6 minutes, or, you know, prom, and I think it's really, really fun. And it was done super well in GZM's other show, Cupid and the Reaper, so I'm excited to see what it looks like here.
Yeah, right, same. I mean, I have all that research I have to do, and...
Oh, okay. Great. Got it. It's a no. Can you two stop crowding my table so people who are actually fun can get through?
Right, so we have a little bit of conflict here. This idea that, you know, we're introducing a new character to the show, and Cyrus seems a little bit uncomfortable. And I also love this kind of almost spat between, you know, Brinley and Cyrus, the fact that they're still getting to know each other. They're a little bit, you know, uncomfortable around each other. But then we're also introducing this character of Brittany, who is kind of one-upping Brinley, and I think it's really fun. You know, the names are similar, but, you know, we have these two very similar girls, and yet at the same time, this seems like a very season 1 Brinley right here. You know, Brittany kind of has the same traits as Brinley did in season 1. But, you know, the Brinley we're dealing with, I think, in season 5 is a lot more nice and, you know, well put together. But, you know, we can see Brittany easily getting upset. I really enjoyed this scene, and I'm excited to see where things go.
Hey, Halls, I forgot you were in school today.
Good thing I'm here to save you from Promzilla.
Be nice.
Halls. Holiday?
Earth to Brinley. You okay? Hey, Bryn.
What in the multiverse?
What just happened?
I think I went back into the world the way it was.
And that seemed very uncharacteristic of Cyrus, but I love the context behind it. And I never thought we'd hear this scene, but I love how we're able to do that through flashbacks, right? You know, the 2023 prom, and you know, there was a great photo between Cyrus and Brinley, just them being so cute together and really sharing a special moment. And so I think it'll be really interesting to see if that's recreated in you know, 2025. The fact that, you know, we have them a little bit uncomfortable around each other, and they're not entirely sure if they want to go to prom, and, you know, there's a little bit of conflict there. But overall, I really enjoyed this scene, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing where things go. And I also just, you know, once again, love this beautiful flashback. And, you know, Holiday's super great here. She's super herself, super natural.
James and Monica it is.
Great. Where do we start?
With the one person who understands the intricacies of how Holiday was built, J.P. Whittier, her creator.
Yeah, Dr. Whittier isn't exactly available these days.
But his work is still out there, right? He must have had collaborators, disciples.
I used to be one of them.
So I love this added context as to what happened to Dr. Whittier, and obviously it's very similar to season 2, the fact that, you know, Dr. Whittier got in a plane crash, and I love how, you know, this sets up a lot, and, you know, I had kind of thought earlier in the season, okay, maybe Dr. Whittier died somehow, And I'm really curious to learn how he died and if that has to do with the plot at all, just the holiday project and everything, and his interest in bots. I think there's a lot of, possibility for something to happen there, but overall really interesting. But I have to say, I love Cybot getting involved, and obviously after this we hear them reaching out to these so-called disciples, but I guess we'll just have to wait.
Why is it landing on our front lawn?
Someone is getting out.
That's not just someone. That's JP Whittier. What is he doing here at my house?
He's here for me.
What an exciting cliffhanger. I love this so much, and I love this idea that so much can happen here. Whittier coming after Holiday, not even knowing, if she is Adelaide, but I think it's super exciting, and maybe Holiday's in a bit of a trap. Thank you all so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please leave a 5-star review.
Until next time, this is Landon saying peace, love, and time travel.